Before we do anything, I need to open this package. It's really difficult. Check this out. I figure since every time I make a video about the Silphiroad's Nest Atlas, I crash their servers and they have to pay to upgrade them, I should probably help pay for those costs by supporting them. So I finally bought myself a Silphiroad shirt, and if you want to get one too, I'll put the link for them down in the description. Today I want to talk about the best attackers for each type in Pokemon Go. As you guys know, I prefer my movesets to be 2 moves of the same type so that they're both super effective against the same types of Pokemon, so that I can deal maximum damage to that specific Pokemon. A Redditor named nplum recently posted an infographic on the Pokemon Go subreddit that gives you the best attackers for each type with 2 moves of the same type. It's pretty helpful, but I wanted to expand on it a little bit more and give you more of a top 3 to 5 for each type, and also explain some of the nuances because there are some types where the Pokemon listed is actually not the best attacker for that type. We'll start with normal. The best attacker with a normal type moveset is Wigglytuff with Pound and Hyper Beam. Unfortunately, none of my Wigglytuffs have Pound and Hyper Beam, but when it comes to normal doesn't have a type advantage over anything, so it's not going to deal super effective damage to any one type. And because of that, in most situations you're better off using something other than a Wigglytuff with Pound and Hyper Beam, because you can benefit from dealing super effective damage. Now Wigglytuff with Pound and Hyper Beam is by far the strongest normal type attacker. Nothing else even comes close, so I'm just going to leave it at that. If you want to use a normal type moveset for whatever reason, Wigglytuff with Pound and Hyper Beam is the only way to go. The next type is Fire, and the strongest Fire type attacker is Arcanine with Fire Fang and Fire Blast. Unfortunately, again, I don't have an Arcanine with that moveset. Bite and Fire Blast is a good runner-up, but we're talking about just having 2 moves of the same type here. The first runner-up for best Fire type attacker is, again, Arcanine, this time with Fire Fang and Flamethrower. Now when I'm going through the runner-up movesets, I'm going to list a percentage with each of them, and that's basically telling you how the damage of that moveset compares to the best moveset. So second best is Arcanine with Fire Fang and Flamethrower, and that deals about 91% of the damage of the best moveset. After that comes all 3 of Flareon's movesets, with Fire Blast being the best at 90%, Flamethrower second best at 84%, and Heat Wave is the third best at 83%. And rounding out our top 6 is Magmar with Ember and Fire Blast, which deals 81% of Arcanine's max damage. When it comes to water, Water Gun Hydro Pump is the best moveset. It's one of the best movesets in the game, and there are a lot of Pokemon that can learn this moveset. The best water type attackers with this moveset are Golduck and Starmie. They both have the highest attack stat among water types in the game, but Golduck does have better defensive stats. So even though they're going to deal the same amount of damage over time with their moves, Golduck is going to be able to survive 19% longer, which means over the course of its life, it will deal 19% more damage. Tied for second are Vaporeon and Blastoise at 96%, but again, Vaporeon's going to be a lot tankier, so it's going to deal more damage before it faints. And to be honest, Vaporeon is going to survive longer than either Golduck or Starmie, so it works out that Vaporeon's going to deal more damage than either of those before fainting. But this episode is just about offense, so we're going to focus on that. Rounding out our top 6 again are Seadra and Omastar at 93 and 90%. For electric types, Raichu with Spark and Thunder is the best moveset. Unfortunately, all of mine so far have had Break. The next 3 in terms of power are, again, Raichu, Electabuzz, and Jolteon, this time all with Thunder Shock and Thunder. And we'll round out the top 5 with Electabuzz, with Thunder Shock, and Thunderbolt. Among grass types, Victreebel with Razor Leaf and Solar Beam is the strongest, and following that is Venusaur with Vine Whip and Solar Beam. Following that we have Victreebel again, this time with Razor Leaf and Leaf Blade, and then Vileplume with Razor Leaf and Solar Beam, Venusaur with Vine Whip and Petal Blizzard, and finally Venusaur with Razor Leaf and Solar Beam. For ice types, Cloyster has the highest attack stat, and its best moveset is Frost Breath and Blizzard. Following that is Lapras with the same moveset, Frost Breath and Blizzard at 95%, and then we have Cloyster with its second best moveset, Ice Shard and Blizzard, which comes in at 94%. And to round it out is Lapras with Frost Breath and Ice Beam at 92%. Now again, Lapras is a lot tankier than Cloyster, so it is going to be able to deal more damage before fainting. For fighting types, the best offensive Pokemon is Machamp with Karate Chop and Cross Chop, and a very close second is Primeape with Low Kick and Cross Chop, because Low Kick has much better DPS than Karate Chop. To round out the top 3 is Primeape with Karate Chop and Cross Chop, and then below that there's a pretty big gap before you get to the next fighting type moveset. The strongest poison type attacker is Muck with Poison Jab and Gunk Shot, and there's a tie for second place, which is actually really close to first. That's between Weezing and, believe it or not, Weepinbell with Acid and Sludge Bomb. Following those two, we have Muck with Poison Jab and Sludge Wave, and to round out the top 5, Tentacruel with the same moveset. Ground is where things start getting tricky, and this is where I have to make my first clarification to the infographic. The best ground type attacker is Golem with Mudshot and Earthquake, but unfortunately, Golem can't learn Mudshot anymore. After the early moveset update, Golem lost the ability to learn Mudshot, so if you have a Golem with Mudshot and Earthquake, you're very lucky. Unfortunately, the next best Pokemon now is Rhydon with Mudslap and Earthquake, and that deals 12% less damage than the perfect Golem. Now, using the currently obtainable Rhydon as our benchmark, the next best Pokemon is Sandslash with Mudshot and Earthquake, followed by Dugtrio with the same moveset. And since Mudshot is a much faster attack than Mudslap, I would much prefer to have Sandslash with Mudshot and Earthquake over a Rhydon with Mudslap and Earthquake. So I'm 8 Sandslashes in now. Hopefully soon, I'll get what I'm looking for. For flying types, there's no contest. Pidgeot with Wing Attack and Hurricane is by far the best flying type attacker. After that is Pidgeot using just Wing Attack, followed by Golbat using just Wing Attack, and to get another Pokemon with 2 flying type movesets, we drop all the way down to 61%, where Fearow has Peck and Aerial Ace. For psychic types, Exeggutor takes the top 2 spots with Zen Headbutt and Psychic, followed by Confusion and Psychic. The next 2 slots are occupied by Alakazam with Psycho Cut and Psychic, followed by Alakazam just using Psycho Cut. And just to round it out and give you an idea of where Hypno ranks, he comes in at 70% with Zen Headbutt and Psychic. For bug types, Venomoth is the strongest with Bug Bite and Bug Buzz, followed by Scyther with Fury Cutter and Bug Buzz. Tied for third are Parasect with Bug Bite and X-Scissor, and Nidoking with Fury Cutter and Megahorn. But in this case, I'll have to give the advantage to Parasect because X-Scissor doesn't take nearly as much time to cast, so you can avoid a lot more damage when using it compared to Megahorn. And very close to those two, rounding out the top 5, is Pinsir with Fury Cutter and X-Scissor. Now I do have to say, when it comes to bug types, I probably prefer Parasect over the top 2, even though it deals 15% less damage, just because the main application for bug types in this game, for me at least, is to battle Exeggutors, which have a double weakness to bug types. And when you're battling Exeggutor, you can actually safely use X-Scissor in between any of its attacks. Even its quick attacks, Zen Headbutt and Confusion, are so slow that you can safely use X-Scissor in between them and still dodge. So even though Venomoth and Scyther with Bug Buzz deal more damage overall, you can avoid more damage with Parasect and thus stay alive longer to deal more damage in the long run. When it comes to rock types, again, no contest. Golem with Rock Throw and Stone Edge is the absolute best, so I'm pretty happy that I actually managed to evolve my Golem with that moveset. Following that, though, is Omastar with Rock Throw and Rock Slide, and unfortunately this is a legacy moveset. Omastar can't learn Rock Throw anymore, so if you have an Omastar with Rock Throw, Rock Slide, hold on to it. That's going to be worth a lot when trading comes out, and it's also a pretty good Lapras counter because it's not weak to ice like Golem is. Below that, though, is Graveler, which isn't even fully evolved, with the same moveset as Golem, Rock Throw, and Stone Edge. For ghost types, there's really only one because there's only one ghost type family in first generation. It's Gengar with Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball. Second place, of course, is going to belong to Haunter, again, not fully evolved, but with the same moveset. Just like with Ghost, there's only one Dragon-type family in first generation, so the king of Dragon types is obviously going to be Dragonite. The best moveset here is Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw, followed by Dragon Breath and Dragon Pulse. Now, Dragon is only super effective against Dragon, so in a lot of cases you're probably better off using an Ice type like Cloyster or Lapras. Of course, not many types resist Dragon, so it's a good choice if you want to deal massive amounts of neutral damage. For Dark types, the infographic lists Gengar with Sucker Punch and Dark Pulse as the best attacker with 2 Dark type moves. And that's true. There are no Dark-type Pokemon in first generation, so no Pokemon are going to benefit from Stab, but Gengar with those moves actually isn't the best Dark-type attacker. It's the best attacker with 2 Dark-type moves, that much is correct, but there are Pokemon who will deal more damage than Gengar using just one move, their quick attack, Bite. So the best attacker for using Dark-type moves is actually Arcanine using just Bite. It comes in at 20% more damage than Gengar with 2 Dark-type moves, and even Gyarados using just Bite is stronger than Gengar. So I know I was excited when I evolved my Gengar because it had the best Dark-type moveset, but after running the numbers, it turns out my Arcanine is much better. The same thing goes for Steel. The Pokemon listed as having the best Steel-type moveset is Aerodactyl with Steel Wing and Iron Head, and again, that's the best Pokemon with 2 Steel-type moves. But when it comes to using Steel-type moves, the best attacker is actually Dragonite with Steel Wing. That deals 25% more damage than Aerodactyl with 2 Steel-type moves. And even Kingler, a Pokemon who sadly doesn't have very much use in this game, comes in as the second best Steel-type attacker, spamming only its quick attack, Metal Claw. There are no Fairy-type quick attacks in Pokemon Go, so the best Pokemon to use are only going to have Fairy-type charge moves. And those best 2 are Fairy-types, Clefable and Wigglytuff. The best attacker for dealing Fairy-type damage is going to be Clefable with Pound and Moonblast, but for overall damage, Wigglytuff with Pound and Play Rough is actually going to be stronger. So that's it. Those are the best Pokemon for attacking in each type. Now keep in mind, some types are going to be better than others, even without type advantage, just because the moves are better or the Pokemon have better stats. Because type advantage adds so little to damage in this game, sometimes you're better off just using neutral damage from a stronger Pokemon. Now since I haven't spent very much Stardust, what I'm going to do now is go through and power up my Pokemon with the best attacking movesets. I've been powering up this Vaporeon even though it's not the best offensive water type. It is very close in damage to Golduck and Starmie, but it has much better defensive stats, so it's going to survive a lot longer. And for that reason, I'm prioritizing Vaporeon over either Golduck or Starmie. 2251. Cool. My Machamp is the strongest fighting type, and I haven't powered him up at all yet, but I'm going to do that now, even though he doesn't have a ton of use in this game, because like I've said before, other Pokemon beat Snorlax more efficiently than he does. But, you know, I'm all about diversity, so it'll be cool to have a stronger Machamp. Sweet. Actually broke 2K with him. That's pretty cool. 2081. Now he's up there near the top. Here's my Golem with the best Rock-type moveset by far. So I definitely want to power him up to use against flying types. He can actually be a decent Dragonite counter. He'll beat Pidgeot if anyone ever puts that in a gym. Rock is also super effective against fire, so I can use him against Arcanine. And also against ice, but as a ground type he's also weak to ice, so that might not be a favorable matchup for him. $18.17, that's going to be the end of it. I'm going to burn a lot of Stardust doing this. My memory card filled up before I finished recording back at the house, but basically I just finished powering up the Pokemon that I thought were good attackers, and let's just go over them real quickly. So I did Machamp, I did Golem, Pidgeot, that Vaporeon at the top also, and Parasect. I chose Parasect over Venomoth again because you can use X-Scissor between Exeggutor's attacks, and that's really the only time that I use a Bug-type moveset is against Exeggutor. So I felt like that was the better choice. But now, oh, I can't reach from here. I gotta walk a little bit this way. We're here at the park to take on this gym and see if I made a good choice or if I just wasted 200,000 Stardust. So let's see how my freshly powered up Pokemon handle this gym. It actually shouldn't be that difficult. Nothing here is over 2400 CP. Look at that, it actually auto-filled with some of my powered up Pokemon. So that's kind of cool. But I want Parasect first. Use an Ice type for that Dragonite, 2 Dragonites. But other than that, here are my 5 currently maxed out Pokemon. I guess I could max out Snorlax, but that's not as fun. So let's do this. I'm gonna try to keep this centered for you guys. It's kind of an uncomfortable position, but let's go. So it makes my hand look really fat. That's one time. I'm not sure that it felt really any better than before I powered the Pokemon up. I think I did get through the Snorlax a little bit faster since my Machamp was stronger, but again, it's not the best Pokemon to use against Snorlax, even though it does have type advantage. Cassie's battling right now in her battle stance right here. But we're gonna go ahead and take this all the way down to 0. And we'll claim it for instinct. We'll see how many potions I end up using. You know, one thing that I failed to consider before that is a benefit to powering up your Pokemon is that they're gonna have higher defense stats, so they're gonna take less damage and you'll use slightly less resources when battling gyms. It's not a huge difference, but I probably will save a few potions over the course of taking this entire gym down. So, small benefit, but it is something. Well, we were about 2 or 3 battles from finishing it off, and my phone just died. So I think we'll probably go eat. I can charge up my phone in the car while we do that. Then we can come back and crawl under the fence and take this gym down because I really want it. I've invested a lot of time and resources into it, so I'm coming back for it. We're back at the park now. We ate, we're charged up, and I've been battling the gym. Cassie's out of revives, so you know, I know a lot of you guys have that problem. Oh, that's good.
It's too bright.
So this is gonna be the last battle, and instead of like all the, sorry. Instead of all the stuff that I powered up, I'm just gonna use some fun stuff.
Like
Tangela, Jinx? Okay.
I use Jinx.
I'm down to use Jinx. One more. Who's weird? Grimer. Here we go. Taking the strange squad in. I'll let them have like 3 or 4 hits each. Actually, they might need more than that.
I want a Tangela plush toy.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That might feel weird. Toy stuff and stuff.
Alright, Tangela. Good job. Oh, Jinx takes the Hydro Pump. Pound is actually really strong. I don't know what this Jinx's charge move is. Ice Punch. Not very effective. Okay, Tauros. This was actually probably a bad idea. Well, I don't know. I never use these Pokemon, so I don't have to heal them. Coughing. Is that Tackle? How come none of his gas holes are open? They're just nubs. Oh, I'm gonna run out of time. Uh-oh. I'm gonna run out of time. Oh my god, oh my god.
Oh my god.
No! Please.
Okay, yeah, you got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it.
No.
You got it. Oh.
Alright, screw it. I'm going in. We're gonna make this quick. Forgot about time.
My party looks so fancy.
I know. It has a
I need
frilly,
some cup of tea.
like
so
a Shakespeare collar.
So Antoinette.
Right? So Victorian. Is it Victorian?
Yeah.
Elizabethan. I don't know.
Elizabethan.
Someone out there knows, I'm sure. Someone will comment and correct me. I just know Shakespeare had a collar like that. Shakespearean? Level 9, down to 0. And it only took, well, not counting the break, probably like 40 minutes. It's kind of a long time. I just want to review. I used a lot less potions than I normally do, again, because my Pokemon are stronger, they have higher defense, they take less damage. I actually didn't have to use very many revives at all throughout that entire gym. I probably used... someone's battling it already.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Is it going down?
I don't know.
Let's see. I guess we'll find out. I really only used like 10 revives maybe to take that gym from level 9 all the way to 0. So that's good in this revive shortage that we're currently experiencing. I know a lot of you guys have been asking about it, and yeah, I'm experiencing it too. There are a lot less revives dropping from Pokestops. It's already down.
I already put something on there already. Put it in.
You put Haunter?
I panicked.
Someone... Oh, man. Who's doing it? Let's watch it go down again. Well, there's another new sight for me. Golem at the top of a gym. Powered up Pokemon. It's pretty cool. Was it worth all my Stardust? I'm not sure. I'm down to 147,000. So I used 250,000 Stardust today. I don't know. I wasn't doing anything else with it. There it goes again. Alright, well, since it's very clear that we're not going to keep this, I'm just going to collect my 1 Defender bonus. And we'll get out of here. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow. I want to start this episode by talking about a recent change that Niantic made to Pokemon Go without telling anyone. Sometime last night, there was a server-side change that prevents Pokemon from appearing on your sightings list when you're traveling above 30 miles per hour.